Tutorial 7, first question. Create and test an email address regular expression pattern which is all in lowercase, first name dot last name at serviceprovider.com. But service provider is not Gmail nor Yahoo. First of all, I have to import regular expression module, and with the help of compile method of regular expression module, I will create a pattern called P. In order to get more readable codes, I will also add the flag verbose. First of all, I will request one or more alphanumeric characters with \w, lowercase w, plus. And then I will request dot, but as dot is a meta character, and as meta characters except / are not active inside the class, I will put the dot inside the class. I could have done the same thing with / dot also. Then I will request another one or more alphanumeric characters, the same pattern. Then I will request add. I don't want Gmail or Yahoo, so I will use negative look ahead assertion, Gmail or Yahoo. And again, I will request one or more alphanumeric characters. I will request dot, and finally I append com to my pattern. I create a test list, peter.pan@yahoo.com, peter.pan10@gmail.com, pan_peter.pan@aws.com, and peterpan@aws.com. And with the for loop for email addressing test list, I create a match object called S with the search method of regular expression, and I call it with the pattern I created. And I call the argument of my method is email address. And I want to print the match object. I run the code. The first one returns none because of Yahoo. The second one returns none because of Gmail. The third one returns a match object, _peter.pan@aws.com. The last one returns nothing because there is no dot between first name and last name. Tutorial 7, second question. Create and test a regular expression pattern that match present continuous tense in a given text. First of all, we have to import regular expression module. And before diving into the codes, I want to give you an example of present continuous tense. She is always throwing things out. Here, she is the subject, is the present tense of the verb to be, always is an adverb, throwing is present participle of the verb throw. Now I will create a pattern called P with the compile method of regular expression, and I will add two flags, ignore case and the verbose, and I will also name almost all the groups I will create. There are three different cases for subject. A noun phrase can be a subject, a proper nouns can be a subject, or an ordinary subject. For example, a noun phrase begins with an A, with an N. I remind you that question mark is a quantifier which corresponds to 0 or 1 of the preceding pattern. So n 0 or 1 of n. Or the followed by a white space, another quantifier plus one or more white space, and I am looking for within word boundaries \b, I am looking for a word followed by an white space, but the white space can be 0 or 1 white space, and there can be one or more words. Then I create another group called proper nouns, and for this group I want to deactivate the flag I added ignore case. Proper nouns, the formal proper nouns begins with Mr., Mrs., S is optional, it can or it can't be, or Miss, followed by an optional dot, followed by a white space, and this group is optional, Mr., Mrs., or Miss. Then I am looking for, within word boundaries, \b, a word starting with an uppercase, followed by lower cases. And finally, for the ordinary subject, I create a group called subject. I also create a class of characters that I can use to get any ordinary subject such as I, you, she, he, we, you, and they. I add a quantifier within curly brackets, so I'm looking for at least one of these characters, at most 4 of these characters. Then there can be a white space or an apostrophe. As there is a possibility of having an apostrophe, then there is also a possibility of having a white space or not a white space after the subject. That's why I add a quantifier, question mark quantifier, which is 0 or 1. Then I create another group, named group, which is called B. And again, I create a class of characters that I can use to conjugate the present tense of the verb be. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you are, and they are. And I add a quantifier within curly brackets, at least 1, at most 3 of these characters. Here the white space is not optional, so there must be 1 or more white space. Then I create another named group called negation, but this group is optional. That's why I add a question mark quantifier, which means 0 or 1. And I am looking for, within the word boundary, I am looking for not. As the negation group is optional, the white space is also optional. Then I create another optional group called adverb, and I am looking for any word within the word boundaries, any word which is not ending with ing, because this pattern is negative look ahead assertion. As this is optional, there's a question mark, and as the group is optional, the white space also is optional, 0 or 1 white space. And at the end, I create my last group called present participle, and in this group I am looking within word boundaries, I am looking base plus ing, present participle of verbs. Then once I create my pattern, I create an iterator called S with the findIter method of the regular expression, and I call it with the pattern I created. And the argument is a text, and in this text there are a lot of present continuous tense that we will discover. As S is an iterator, then with the help of a for loop, for item in S, print item.groupDict. GroupDict is a method of regular expression module, and it returns a dictionary containing all the named subgroup of the match, where keys are the subgroup names. Then I create three variables: adverb, negative, and verb. With the help of the group method of the match object, and I call the group method with the name of the group. If adverb is not an empty string, print an adverb is used and print the adverb. Else if negative, it means that if negative is not none, then print it's a negative sentence. Else if verb is equal to going, print warning, it may be a future tense. I run my code and I will have one dictionary for an item. And in this dictionary there is a key called subject, proper nouns, noun phrase, be, negation, adverb, and present participle. For the first sentence, the subject is I, the verb, present tense of the verb to be is am, and present participle is going. But as present participle is going, there is a warning, it may be a future tense. For the second line, subject is I am looking. For the third line, she is carefully watching, so there should be an adverb. She is, adverb, carefully watching, and an adverb is used, and the adverb is carefully. They are going to wake up. Subject, they are going. Warning, it may be a future tense because present participle is going. They are putting up great buildings there. Subject, they. Present tense is are. Present participle is putting. We are not coming with you to the opera. Subject, we. Present tense of the verb to be is are. Negation, not. Present participle, coming. As the negation is not, then it is negative sentence. A dozens of cyclists from France is attending to Tour de France. Subject, proper nouns, noun phrase. A dozens of cyclists from France is attending. And the last one, Chicago is absolutely getting to be a great town. Subject, noun, proper nouns, Chicago. Present tense of the verb to be is. Adverb, absolutely, and present participle, getting. An adverb is used and the adverb is absolutely. Homework 7. Create and test a regular expression pattern that matches future simple tense in a given text, including positive, negative, and question form.